Well, it just, somebody needed to do cars, and there was a guy down in LA, and he started an Instant Tea, and he made a couple of them and did nothing with them. And I figured, I am a good talker, and I could talk people into buying stuff. So that started at Oakland, and from then on, there was no end to it, seriously. In fact, Total Performance came to see me one day, and we were good friends, and he wanted to get involved in it, you know. I says, here's the frames, take the measurements off them. I don't care. I can't make enough of them, you know. And my thing is, I never did the work. I had Pete Ogden or I had Denny Craig working for me. And they were very, very talented people. They lived across the bay at the time. At 12 o'clock, they'd go down and had a historical old Malloy's. It was there from 1800s. It's right across the street from where all the people are buried in Colma. I wouldn't see them anymore. And that was the end of the day for them. And I could, you know, could talk people into buying cars. They'd come and see me. My roadster's there, take it. You can drive it. And I've met people all over the United States that came to see me today that, oh, I took you 32 for a ride. I couldn't believe it. You didn't even know me. I was never worried about it, you know. Took my T-bucket. They went to San Francisco, did all their things. I'd give them their car. Never bothered me. And nobody ever wrecked anything, so I was lucky. Today, I would think more of it. I got things to lose today, you know. I could get sued. But back in those early days, nobody thought of anybody getting sued. So.
What was the configuration of the Instant Tea? It was a fiberglass. Can you just describe?
Yeah, fiberglass body, and we had gotten them from Cal Automotive at the time, and then they got out of the business, and there was a fellow, a good friend of mine, Steve Archer, that we took a metal, first of all, he took the copy of the T-bucket, and he turned around and made the pickup bed, and then we made shortened Tourings, and we kept changing everything so we could keep selling these things. And Steve did the bodies and did all the painting on all the cars, unless the person picked up the chassis and body and took it home and did it himself. But other than that, Steve did most of the stuff, and C&M Plating did all the chroming on it at the time. They were the only people, and they were the best. In fact, even ran ads that I do chrome work, and people are shipping stuff to me, and I bring it to C&M and ship it back to them. Then it got to be such a pain because they want to know how much to do this and how much to do that. I go, I'll have to get back to you, and I have to call Carl, and Carl will give me a price, call them back, and they'd ship. Finally, I got tired of it all, you know. You get to the point. But that went on for quite a few years, and then, and I can't think, it was a very famous person that drag raced and ran at Bonneville, and a friend of mine got his 32 and ended up buying it from him, tore it all apart and brought it to Steve Archer, and we pulled the mold off of it. And at the time, Westcott wasn't even making them, and there was no 32 frames. So we said, okay, we'll build a tube chassis and make fiberglass rails for it. And it was on the cover of Hot Rod magazine. It was the worst issue they ever had in Hot Rod magazine. They did a front cover with it, and they did a center spread. We went down to LA, and we had it so we could pull the body off of it, and had 2 Mazda motors in it. Mazda furnished all the parts, paid for all the polishing and everything. We had them all coupled together. And I did this and that in different places, and we're getting ready to go to Detroit, I think it was, to the Nationals. And my son took it for a ride and broke the coupler between the 2 motors, pulled everything out of it, and we put a blown Chevy and left and went across country with it. In fact, I went with John Butera at the time, when he had a sedan at the same time.